seeing the influence of Madhavendra Puri's love and devotion, how it had attracted Gopal to appear within their midst, they were all struck with wonder. This is also a very important principle. How does Krishna come into our lives? Gopal came into the lives of all these Brijabasis because of the love and devotion of Madhavendra Puri. So similarly, those pure Vaishnavas who have sacrificed everything in the loving service of the Lord, Krishna appears through them to deliver the people in general. In fact, it is by the great worship of Sri Advaitacharya, appealing and begging for Krishna to come to this earth, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. It was by the prayers of Prahlad that Nrsimhadev appeared. It was by the prayers of Aditi that Vamanadev appeared. We find that all these great avatars, they have all appeared simply to satisfy the prayers of the devotees, whose prayer is always a prayer of great compassion and love for others who are fallen into the web of Maya. So, this is an eternal truth, that Krishna reveals himself on the basis of the love of his devotee. The love of his devotee attracts Krishna to appear to give his mercy to the world. All the Brahmins who were present on that occasion were then initiated by Madhavendra Puri into the sampradaya of Sri Madhvacharya in the Vaishnava cult. And Madhavendra Puri engaged them in various types of service. Initiation is not just a ritual, but initiation is truly a vow, a lifelong vow of willingness to serve, pariprashnena sevaya, to inquire submissively and render service. This, according to the Gita, is the duty of a disciple. And it is the duty of the spiritual master to impart knowledge, not his own speculation, not his own feelings, but to impart the knowledge originating from Krishna, passed down from the great acharyas and the shastras, and to engage the disciple in practical service to the Lord. And then Madhavendra Puri instructed them how to carry out the worship of Gopal, how to put him to rest, how to wake him, how to offer the bhoga, and everything. And of course the news spread very fast about this wonderful ceremony. It is explained that one village after another came each and every day to beg Madhavendra Puri to allot them one day to also perform the Anakut ceremony. And thus day after day after day, the same ceremony which we just described was performed again and again and again, of the cooking of wonderful bhoga for the pleasure of Gopal. In Madhavendra Puri it describes, he did not eat anything through the day, but at night, after laying down the deity to rest, he took a milk preparation. And the next morning again, another village came, and each village would come with their entire storehouse of all grains to sacrifice it all for the pleasure of Gopal. The ideal place to execute Krishna consciousness, Kaviraj Goswami says, is Brajabhumi or Vrindavan, where the people are naturally inclined to love Krishna, and Krishna is naturally inclined to love them. And throngs of people were coming to see Gopal, and people were coming and bringing beautiful jewels, beautiful garments. Some people from Mathura, who were more wealthy people, they were bringing all sorts of articles for puja. Countless presentations of gold, silver, scented articles and edibles started to come. And one very rich kshatriya of the royal order constructed a temple. Someone made cooking utensils. Someone constructed boundary walls. Each and every family in Brajabhumi contributed one cow to Gopal. And in this way, thousands of cows became the property of Gopal. Eventually, two Brahmins from Bengal appeared. They were in the renounced order of life. And Madhavendra Puri was very pleased with them. They became very dear to him. So he initiated them, and he entrusted the charge of the temple to them. In this way, the worship of Gopal was very gorgeously performed. One day, Madhavendra Puri, after 2 years, while he was resting, he had another dream. And in this dream, Gopal appeared to him again. And he said that my bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me. Bring sandalwood pulp from Jagannath Puri. Kindly go quickly, since no one else can do it. You must. A devotee is never concerned with the fruits of his actions. He's only concerned with carrying out the desire of Krishna. This is real renunciation. Here Madhavendra Puri was living like a beggar with nothing. And by the arrangement of Sri Krishna, now there was a beautiful, beautiful palatial temple. There was thousands of people coming, the most successful preaching you could possibly imagine. There were thousands of people coming to the temple every day. He had so many disciples who were ready to do anything and everything for him at any amount of notice. They were utterly surrendered at his lotus feet. He had every facility to serve the Lord. What to speak of the most blessed object of all of his love, Gopal, was constantly before him. But when Gopal appeared to him in dream and said, "Go to Jagannath Puri and bring sandalwood back for me." Go to Jagannath Puri does not mean Indian Airlines or Indian Railways. It means walking by foot, which means many months, going through jungles alone. And then where to get all the sandalwood, how to bring it back. Very, very difficult task, lonely task. But Sri Madhavendra Puri, all the facilities Krishna gave him, he was not attached to anything but pleasing Krishna. Without a moment's notice, he was willing to leave the beloved object of his life, Gopal, leave all of his beloved disciples, leave all the people he was preaching to, leave the beautiful building, the temple, all the facilities, because this is the desire of Krishna. This is surrender. This is true renunciation. We do not want to enjoy any of our facilities. There is a verse in Bhagavatam that the facilities that Krishna gives you through devotional service should never be used for your own sense gratification. How do we know whether we're using the facilities of our devotional service for sense gratification or whether they're being used for Krishna? The test is when Krishna tells you to give it up. Are you willing to do so? When Krishna tells you through Guru or through the exalted Vaishnavas, are you willing to surrender? If you are, then you can understand that you have passed the test, that actually my consciousness is as a servant, not as an enjoyer. So after having this dream, Madhavendra Puri became very glad due to ecstatic love of Godhead. And in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east toward Bengal. Before leaving, he made all the arrangements for regular deity worship and engaged different people in different duties. Then, taking up the order of Gopal, he started for Bengal. When Madhavendra Puri arrived in Shantipur, he stayed at the house of Sri Advaitacharya. And it was there that Sri Advaitacharya, being so pleased to see the manifestations of Madhavendra Puri's pure love, he begged Madhavendra Puri for initiation. And after initiating him, Madhavendra Puri started for South India. Going into South India, he came to the village of Remuna, where Gopinath is situated. And upon seeing the beauty of the deity, Madhavendra Puri was overwhelmed. In the quarter of the temple, where the general people had the darshan of the Lord, Madhavendra Puri, in great love, began to sing and dance in the glorification of Sri Gopinath. Then he sat down and asked the brahman what kind of food was offered to the deity. You see, Madhavendra Puri had such a service attitude. He was not coming simply to enjoy the darshan of Gopinath. He was coming more with the idea of, how can I better serve Gopal? Gopinath, Gopal are the same. He was always thinking of serving his Gopal in every situation. He was taking every opportunity as an opportunity to serve Gopal. So he was thinking, that obviously I can see by this temple so many wonderful arrangements are being made. They must have the highest quality of bhoga offered to the Lord. I want to know so that I can learn these things and bring them to Gopal and prepare them for my Lord, Thakurji. So he inquired from the priest, and the priest explained to him the varieties of foods that were offered to Gopinath. And then he told him that in the evening there is an offering of Kheer in 12 earthen pots. And because the taste is like nectar, it is called Amritakeli. And he explained that this sweet rice, this Kheer, is celebrated throughout the entire world as Gopinath Kheer. And it is not offered anywhere else in the world. And while he was talking, the pujari brought the offering of the 12 pots onto the altar of the Lord. And Madhavendra Puri was thinking, if only I could taste. If without my asking, he was thinking, someone brings me just a small portion and I can taste it, then I can prepare a similar preparation for the pleasure of Gopal. But then he was thinking, how offensive I am. While Thakurji, Sri Krishna Gopinath is eating the food, and I'm thinking of eating that same food. So he felt very guilty and very bad. And just at that time, the bell rang and the arti began. And after arti, Madhavendra Puri offered his prostrated obeisances and left, without saying anything to anyone. And he went to a secluded village, a vacant marketplace within the village. And he simply sat, feeling the guilt of he was thinking, I am wanting to eat what is meant for Krishna, the conditioned soul. This is the disease that we all have, that we want to enjoy what is meant for Krishna's enjoyment. Bhoktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam yatmamam shantim rijjati. And everything is meant for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. Material bondage, or maya, is when we think we are the enjoyers. Of course, Madhavendra Puri did not have a trace of the influence of maya in his heart. But as a true Vaishnava, he never considered himself advanced. He considered himself a very ordinary man. And he considered, even though he was thinking only in terms of pleasing Gopal, he still considered that I am just an offensive neophyte devotee, wanting to lord it over and enjoy the property of God. So he went to this marketplace to purify himself by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As he was there, the pujari, after finishing his duties, he put Gopinath to rest, and then he also took rest. But in a dream he saw Gopinath appear to him, and he spoke. Please get up and open the door of the temple. I have kept one pot of sweet rice for the sannyasi Madhavendra Puri. This pot of sweet rice is just behind my cloth curtain. You did not see it because of my tricks. A sannyasi named Madhavendra Puri is sitting in the vacant marketplace. Please take this pot of sweet rice from behind me and deliver it to him. Awaking from the dream, the pujari immediately rose from his bed and took his bath and went into the temple. And there he found, behind the curtain, behind the deity, was hidden one pot of Kheer. He was struck with wonder. Then he went out of the temple and closed the doors, and he went to the village with the pot of sweet rice. And he started calling out in every stall and in every corner, will he whose name Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot? Gopinath has stolen this pot for you. Would the sannyasi whose name is Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot of sweet rice and enjoy the prasad with great happiness? You are the most fortunate person within these three worlds. Hearing the invitation, Madhavendra Puri came out and identified himself. And the priest, knowing what sort of glorious person this is, that Gopinath has stolen the Kheer just for him, performed this very wonderful pastime, he offered his prostrated obeisances to Madhavendra Puri. And then he related the story of the dream and what he had found. And Madhavendra Puri, in great humility, he became absorbed an ecstatic love for Krishna. He could understand that Krishna was so merciful, so kind upon him. And when the priest saw the humility and the devotion of Madhavendra Puri, he understood why Gopinath has done this for such a great personality.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.